What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Hitting the Field. I am your host, the mayor of El Paso, Alex Funderburk. We have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking the WNBA Finals and this wild week of NFL action. Stay with us. Hitting the Field starts now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
The star-studded WNBA Finals are underway with a bit of a surprise matchup. The 6-seed Chicago Sky took out the 1-seed Connecticut Sun, and the 5-seed Phoenix Mercury down the 2-seed Las Vegas Aces in the semifinal to get to the championship. However, that does not mean that these teams do not have championship pedigree. Candace Parker returned home to Chicago and led the Sky to their first final appearance since 2014 when they lost to none other than the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury have the GOAT of women's basketball in Diana Taurasi, who's led her team to 3 championships. Game 1 was yesterday, and it showed Chicago punch Phoenix in the mouth en route to a 91-77 win. I'm joined by Gadiel Cartagena and Jeff Lokes to talk about what should be a fun WNBA Finals. Gadiel, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic because Candace Parker was fantastic. And I know we'll talk about her a lot. The Chicago Sky as a whole are fantastic. I know Jeff has some other Chicago Sky players he would like to talk about. Great game to watch. WNBA Finals, very exciting game at Talking Stick Resort Arena. And I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it was a fun game. And Jeff, before we start talking about it, how are you doing, dog?
I'm doing great. Like, there's 5 sports active right now. NHL, MLB, college football, NFL, and you got the WNBA and the NBA about to start. It's a great season right now.
Hey, it's a great time to be a sports fan. But yeah, no, let's get down to it. I mean, the Sky dominated. They finished with 24 assists. I mean, they were sharing the ball. It was great ball movement. I mean, Candace Parker, 16 points. I mean, what can you say about Candace Parker? That's one of the greatest athletes ever, like not just WNBA. Gadiel, talk about your love for Candace Parker, please.
Listen, Candace Parker is one of the must-see TV players in the WNBA. She's unbelievable at her job. She really is. And she's also a fantastic basketball analyst. We can talk about that another day. She's really been the missing piece. I know they talked about it on the stream yesterday. She's really, the ball movement they have, and you touched on it, they've been fantastic. 24 assists to the Mercury, 17. They really just were in control of the game, both pace, in half court, whatever you want. The Chicago Sky were doing it after a rough start in the first quarter. That second quarter, they really took off, and I don't know if they're going to be looking back at all in these finals.
Yeah, that's the thing, Jeff, is that at first it looked like a close game, and then in the second quarter, like Courtney Vandersloot just took over the game. She turned into like prime Rajon Rondo. Just, I mean, like 11 assists, 12 points. I mean, what can you say about this Sky team? They looked unstoppable.
Yeah, no, and Mercury went up early too. It wasn't like it was an overall, beat down by Chicago. It was 31-24 at 6:30 left. Phoenix's last flame went out. You saw the Chicago start passing the ball around. You saw them start laying up the ball, like really, really physical basketball. Like it wasn't, we're going to pop a 3, we're going to pop a 2, we're going to pop a mid-range shot. We're going to dunk it on you or try to hypothetically dunk on you. We're going to try to embarrass the team down low because overall Chicago is playing way more physical, and you can see that. Phoenix was really worn out by the second, third quarter, and you can really tell that the GOAT, TAURASI, her fuel ran out.
Well, I mean, okay, so what took me by surprise is that Phoenix shot 12.6% above their season average from 3 and still got beat by almost 20. I mean, what the Sky did is impressive. I did not expect Chicago to go in and take game 1. I thought maybe game 2 they get 1 and then head back to Chicago with a lead or with the series being tied. But after game 1, they might sweep Phoenix, Gadiel. What do you think?
Yeah, you touched on it. That regression from three-point efficiency is going to be a big deal for the Phoenix Mercury because they're not a great three-point shooting team. They're both about middle in the pack in the WNBA. I believe 7th and 8th is where they rank throughout the entire season. And about 13% above their average. That is not something that goes away lightly. They're a team that they want to try to score through Brittany Griner in the middle, or they want to just try to get to their spots, and they weren't able to do that. They were turning the ball over up and down the court, and when the Chicago Sky sped them up, it was really tough for them to keep up. Brittany Griner was having trouble really asserting herself as a presence in the paint, and it was really tough for them to get anything going defensively. And then offensively, I mean, when you can't keep up, everything's just in a blur, and it's really tough. So I think the Sky, they might have it right now. They look like the clear favorite.
That's the thing, is like, you can't even point and say, oh, the Stars got to play better. Brittany Griner had 20 points. Skylar Diggins-Smith had 15 points. TAURASI had 17 points. Like, their Stars played well. Chicago just played better. So, Jeff, prediction time. Who takes this final?
I'll have to go with my girl, Kalea Copper, and the Chicago Sun. Sky, my apologies. But anyways, talking about Copper. Copper gave me the best type of like gameplay I've ever seen WNBA action yesterday. Every time a pick was set up for her, she would just fly around the pick and go down and lay up the ball like so quick. And I was like, whoa, possession's already over, and now Phoenix has to go back down the court and already drive back down. And they're winded. They're not fast paced at all. Chicago is full pace, fast paced. Every type of pace that you can think of, that team has it. And honestly, I see them running away with a sweep at the end of it, because even being at home with Phoenix, the crowd can even interject energy into that team. And I know Phoenix is coming off a Game 5 Friday win against the Aces, and they had a short fly home. But I just don't see the firepower that Chicago is showing them right now. Like Courtney Vandersloot, her and Copper are definitely like that 1-2 connection right now. Besides their superstar player, I feel like the team just has so much star power that they're going to take it up with Phoenix.
So, Gadiel, what do you think?
I don't know if it's going to be a sweep, like Jeff said, but I definitely think that Chicago Sky are in control. And Jeff, you touched on it. They had their star players played well for the Phoenix Mercury, and they weren't able to keep up with Chicago. Chicago had 6 players in double figures, a total team effort, and that's what wins the championship. You can get the star player can play great, but that does not mean you're going to win. If you have the best team, you will win at the end of the day. And I mean, they're already ahead in this series. They've won home court advantage, so they're looking pretty comfortable right now. I think they'll close it out when they go back to Chicago. I don't think it's a sweep. I think it probably ends in 5.
Yeah.
I'll think it ends in 5, maybe 4. But I'm pretty comfortable saying that I think Chicago is going to win the series. I think they're just the better team.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, Candace Parker is Candace Parker, and I think that's going to be the difference. And, I mean, to have Courtney Vandersloot as your number 2, I mean, she was plus 25 in 28 minutes. That is absolutely insane. So I'm going to go with the Sky taking the finals. But I want to jump into a little bit of a hot takey segment here and talk about who the GOAT is in the WNBA. I know Gadiel thinks it's one person. I think it's the other one. So Diana Taurasi or Candace Parker?
Listen, I understand Diana Taurasi might have her beat in terms of accolades, but I think Candace Parker, what she's been able to build herself into is honestly an unstoppable force. She is completely dominant right now. She's elevating everybody else around her. So I'm going to go with Candace Parker. I know that might be a bit of a hot take because Diana Taurasi has all the accolades and whatnot, but Candace Parker's not done. She's 35. She's still got some great years left on a great team. I think they're going to win this year. She's going to get a finals MVP, maybe an MVP run next year. And I think those accolades are really going to start racking up now that she has a team where she can be who she wants to be.
So I'm just going to list off Diana Taurasi's accolades because they're kind of crazy. 3-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, 1-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, 10-time WNBA first team, 4-time All WNBA second team. She's listed as a top 15 player of all time. She's listed as the best player of all time. She won Rookie of the Year. She's a 5-time scoring champion. She's a 6-time WNBA peak performer. She's the all-time leading scorer. And she's a 3-time college champion and an Olympic gold medalist.
You know, Alex, all of a sudden I actually can't hear that well, so I'm not sure exactly what you just said, but it sounds like it was some Candace Parker praise. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you agree.
Hey, I mean, look, Diana, I love Candace Parker. There's no debating that. I got to meet her before the 2012 Olympics. She's a really nice person. But Diana Taurasi is by far the GOAT. Jeff, I want you to jump in here.
Are we not going to bring up Breonna Stewart? What is wrong with y'all? I know she's not in the finals.
She's coming up. Don't worry.
But she's a superstar, man. Like we were talking about Donovan Mitchell earlier. She's like that type of role where she's like right at the brim of like stardom. Like she is about to be top 5, and I think that her age is also a huge difference. I know you're speaking about GOAT, and Taurasi's been in the league longer than I've been alive, man. Like, like honestly. But I'm on the side with Gadiel here. Candace Parker, you inserted back into the lineup, and they were flowing. They were flowing like hot off the press, man. Like, look at the ball. Like you look at the highlights, they're just throwing assists. It was like they out rebounded, they out assisted them. Like the Mercury just didn't get any type of like advantage in any like accolades today, and you can see Candace Parker, her impact was huge.
Yeah, I'm glad we all agree. All three of us.
So look, I agree with Jeff that I think it will be Breonna Stewart by the time Breonna Stewart's career is done. I mean, that's the greatest college athlete I've ever seen play in her sport. I mean, Breonna Stewart's insane. But no, the GOAT is Diana Taurasi. No, I got Chicago Sky taking it in 4. I think Phoenix will get 1 win. But that's all the time we have for this segment. When we come back, we're going to be talking some NFL action in this crazy week. Stick with us.
I'm in charge of the meeting this week. So you know what we're going to talk about? Basketball. The second thing we're going to talk about this week is basketball. Okay? And the third and last thing we're going to talk about is basketball.
God, dude. It's ridiculous. I want to quit. Can I quit? Take that.
Look at the screen. What are we talking about this week?
Basketball.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Yet another fun week of NFL action has me super excited to talk about it with Grant Wheeler and Waluka Costa. Waluka, I'm going to start with you. This is your debut. How are you feeling, man?
Honestly, I'm feeling great. It's definitely not going to be my last time on this show. You guys will be seeing a lot more of me, whether it be here, HTF Bets, but you guys are going to have to use this ugly face, so sorry whether you like it or not.
Hey, I wouldn't call it an ugly face. But Grant, my dog, I mean, you filled in for me a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
You're back with me now. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great, Alex, and I'm still kind of trying to comprehend what happened yesterday in the NFL because a lot of crazy games and just crazy plays across the league. Period.
Hey, I mean, it's time to figure out, is Patrick Mahomes figured out, maybe? I want to start by talking about that game. I mean, the Bills went into Kansas City and kind of stomped them, 38-20. I mean, Mahomes did not look good. He's already matched his interception total from last season. I mean, Waluka, what were your takeaways from this game?
Honestly, the Chiefs, I think, have just shown that they are an AFC title contender. They are here to play. They're here to win. They're not about the games. Their defense is honestly amazing. They forced 4 turnovers in the game, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions last night. And like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen is just showing that he's out there to prove a statement. You know, right now his favorite target is Dawson Knox. You know, 3 receptions, 117 yards at TD. Josh Allen threw for almost 315 yards yesterday, 3 TDs. He also did his work on the ground with 11 carries with a TD on the ground as well. I think Josh Allen is just here to show what he's about, and the Chiefs' defense simply could not keep up with him. They were just too hot to handle.
Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes, but Josh Allen is off to a better start than Patrick Mahomes, and he might be creeping into the MVP conversation. Grant, what are you thinking?
He is. He's right there with Kyler Murray right now. Patrick Mahomes is not even in the top 5 for MVP right now. I mean, they're 2-3. Had a very uncharacteristic performance last night. 2 interceptions. Now, granted, that Bills defense is something else, but the Chiefs offense might be figured out, and they have bigger problems at defense.
No, so Grant, I want to come back to you. The Chiefs have played 2 of the better defenses in the league in Buffalo and Baltimore. So do you think that's the reason, or do you think the league has kind of figured out Mahomes and what he likes to do?
Really good question, Alex. That's part of the reason, but I think the league, ever since Super Bowl 55, has caught on to what the Bucs did, that strategy, keeping 2 safeties back. And yes, that might cause some penalties, but they'll take that, and I think that method is working so far.
So, Luca, I want to come back to you. What do you think it is? Do you think the Chiefs have just played really good defenses, or have we figured out Patrick Mahomes?
Honestly, I don't think anyone can figure out Patrick Mahomes. If we're being real, he is one of the most dangerous quarterbacks we have seen in the league in the last 5 years. He can do it on the ground. He can do it in the air. In an interview, he literally says he just throws the ball in hopes, and it works for him. So I think, honestly, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he just played a couple of tough defenses. But if he doesn't figure it out soon, then it's not going to look good for him. But I don't think anyone can figure out Patrick Mahomes.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think it is more of the defensive Kansas City has played. But I mean, can we talk about Kansas City's defense, man? They are bad.
I want to go before you on this.
Go
Gary.
for it.
You can, but
Yeah, I'll toss it back to you, Luca. But like Sorensen, man,
Seriously,
dude, what are you doing?
you cannot be getting burned by being that long in the league. Daniel Sorensen has been in the league for quite some time. He's done it all. He's won the chips. He's played the games. He's been in the big moments. And to have someone like Tyrann Mathieu, who is you could say, someone you're teaching, I guess, because he's a bit younger than Sorensen. But you cannot be shown up like that. In busted coverage, you cannot be getting exposed like that. Dawson Knox made him look like a high school football player. Like I seen JV safeties do better than Daniel Sorensen did last game, and honestly, it's depressing. But hopefully the Chiefs can figure something out. Tyrann Mathieu needs to pick his offense up because right now I think he is the captain for the defense. But so Tyrann Mathieu needs to step it up, I guess, and just tell the rest of the team.
So, yeah, no, I mean, the defense is bad. Kansas City's got to fix that. But I want to skip ahead to our next game now, and that was the Browns and the Chargers in a thriller. I mean, Browns got off to a big lead. Chargers come back, win it on 4th and goal. Take it away, Grant. I mean, this was such a fun game.
This game was so amazing. Offenses were going back and forth. There was no defense in this game, but hey, it was entertaining as hell. And Baker Mayfield, he did his part. Fortunately, the Browns defense, a lot of blown coverages. Couldn't really get much pressure on Justin Herbert. Herbert was slinging it all day long. 72-yard touchdown pass, 42-yard touchdown pass. He was having his way, and he got the last laugh on that final drive.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Herbert, almost 400 yards, 398 yards with Luka. I mean, what is he? He's here. He's here now.
Yes, I think Justin Herbert, he had a really good season last season, and a lot of people were wondering if he was going to carry it into this season, and he has absolutely done that. 398 yards, 4 TDs. He just had an absolutely outstanding game, and it wasn't even Justin Herbert. Let's not forget the rest of the Chargers offense. Chargers are actually, in my opinion, one of the most underrated teams in the league right now. People don't realize. Austin Eckler, 3 TDs, 119 yards, 17 carries. He's just been absolutely consistent, putting up numbers week in, week out. Mike Williams, 8 receptions, 165 yards, 2 TDs. He's been wide receiver 1 for them. And don't forget, they have Keenan Allen, who's actually been a little bit underwhelming this season, but that's not take away from his ability as a football player. He is absolutely amazing. But, I think people just don't understand the Chargers are here to play. Their defense is just as good, too.
I mean, that's the thing with the Chargers is, yeah, they did lose to Dallas, but, I mean, Dallas looks amazing right now. As a Cowboy fan, I'm very excited. But, no, let's keep it – let's talk about the Browns, too. I mean, Chubb ripped off that nice run.
Nick Chubb, one of the more fabulous running backs in the NFL. I feel like, for some reason, he doesn't get enough attention. I don't know why, but he deserves way more recognition for what he does. He is a stud, one of the elite backs in the NFL, and that 52-yard run yesterday showed why.
And, I mean, Baker played well. I know Baker's playing hurt, and he played well, and I'm not shy. I'm not shy about being a Baker Mayfield critic, but, I mean, he balled out, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he did all he could to keep his team in that game, but the defense didn't stop Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert will be an MVP finalist candidate by the end of the season. I'm not going to say he's going to win it because I think Kyler Murray's kind of have that on lock.
Well, right now it's between Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are your top 3.
100%.
For now.
But Justin Herbert, man, I've been high on him since Oregon. This dude's a baller. He's gonna win a lot of games.
He's a 6'6" frame, and he can move too. It's not he can just throw the ball. He's good on the ground as well. He showed that in the game. He had to scramble a couple of times because the O-line failed him. But Justin Herbert, he's absolutely a stud.
Athleticism is very underrated.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, he could take off too. And
had a rushing touchdown yesterday.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, Justin Herbert's the real deal. You're gonna be hearing a lot more Justin Herbert hype on this show.
I am on the hype train.
Hey.
I am fully on the Justin Herbert hype train.
There we go.
Let's go Chargers. Love the Chargers.
He
They're a
has
great team.
officially arrived. Like he's been here, but like he's officially arrived.
Justin Herbert is here now. And I want to jump to our third game we're going to talk about. The missed kickoff, I guess you want to call it. I mean, the 2 kickers in the Bengals and the Packers games decided they wanted to miss 6 kicks in like 3 minutes of game time. Yeah. But the Packers ended up hitting a field goal for the win in overtime.
They did.
Aaron Rodgers, 344 yards, 2 TDs. Devontae Adams, 206 yards. I mean,
Stud.
this was a fun game. Jamar Chase is balling out. He's looking like the offensive rookie of the year. Grant, what were your thoughts on this game, man?
Well, it seemed like no one wanted to win this game.
No, it didn't.
I mean, you're missing kicks left and right. Like Mason Crosby had 3 missed field goals and a missed PAT, and then Bengals kicker 2 missed field goals, one in regulation, 1 in overtime. I'm like, maybe they just want this game to end in a tie. And finally, someone broke through. Mason Crosby finally regained his focus and found his confidence to hit that game-winning kick.
It only took him 3 missed ones first.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I'm pretty upset the Bengals didn't win this game. You guys don't know this, but I actually am in love with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is so good. I've loved him since before LSU. And the fact that he's throwing to Jamar Chase now makes me that much happy to see. Jamar Chase has been one of the best rookies this year. He has 5 TDs, I think, in his last 5 games, 159 yards. You know, he's just absolutely he's unstoppable. He's unguardable, and he's a rookie. So I can't wait to see the type of player he develops in the next 2 years. Like I said, Joe Burrow was good, 281, 2 TDs, but he did throw 2 INTs. Took that big hit, but my big boy Burrow got right back up. That didn't faze him at all. And let's not forget Joe Mixon. He played great as well, 35 yards a TD.
He's banged up right now, too.
You know,
Exactly.
he's playing hurt. But that's all the time we have for this game. Guys, I want to get your takeaways from this week, and I'm going to start because as a Cowboys fan, I don't get to talk about the Cowboys positively often. The Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. They're winning the World Series. They're winning the Stanley Cup. They're winning the Daytona 500.
Slow roll there, Alex.
They're
I don't
winning
know
the
about that.
Masters.
It
They're winning
stinks in here.
everything.
The Bucs are still in the NFC.
Diggs, I mean, but look, if you think about it, the Cowboys are a good field goal kicker away from being undefeated and beating Tampa. I mean,
kicker's
that's the
costing them.
thing is, and the defense, it's not terrible. Like, the defense doesn't have to be elite for the Cowboys to be good. And Diggs has 6 interceptions in 5 games.
Yeah, he
That
does.
is insane. Dak is playing like his rookie year again. So that's my biggest takeaways. The Cowboys are legit. I've been so scared to say that because I'm so worried about heartbreak, but I think they're finally legit. Grant, what was your takeaway from
Biggest
this week?
takeaway is Russell Wilson. He's the NFL's Iron Man. Never missed a single game in his first 9 years. In the first couple of games this year, he's going to be out 4 to 8 weeks. Is Geno Smith ready to fill the void for Seattle? Because they have a tough schedule coming up, and they're in a very tough division. Their season could be over.
All right, well, Luca, what was your big takeaway from this week at NFL?
My big takeaway from this week in NFL, Devontae Adams is absolutely insane. He's just absolutely otherworldly. 200-plus yards this week. Another big takeaway, I guess you could say, is that Daniel Jones getting knocked out with a concussion. That is huge today. That is actually huge.
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley injured as well. So the Giants already had it rough. You know, they do kind of suck. But I'm sorry if I offended any of you Giants fans out there, but you guys haven't been good in God knows how long, you know. But, Daniel Jones getting out with a concussion, Saquon Barkley out with an ankle injury. It's going to be really tough for the Giants to come back. But it's not like that's anything new to Giants fans. But
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the Cowboys are here, and yes, did they beat Mike Glennon? Yes, they did. But
Cowboys are bad. Sorry.
they're back. And look, I'm going to say this, and in 2 weeks again, I'm going to be looking like an idiot when we lose 3 in a row. But
I wish I had some wood for you to knock
I
on
know,
right now
like,
because you
I-
need
I-
it. You
we-
honestly need
no
it.
one on this table.
we need wood here. Look, but the Cowboys are making me happy for like the second time in my life, so I'm going to enjoy it. But that's all the time we have for this segment. When we come back, it's rant time. It's going to get a little bananas.
Don't miss it.
It keeps coming back. Go away.
Welcome to the HTF Hot Wings Challenge. One of you guys actually do hot sauce like regularly?
No.
No.
It's like the least black thing I do.
Oh, wow, okay.
I say Johnny goes first on this one.
I agree.
The Buccaneers are going to play the Washington football team.
That can't happen.
It will happen.
I'm terrified.
No, I really hate it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. You're wrong. If it wasn't for Kanye jumping up on stage and doing that, I'm gonna let you finish, but no one would know what it was.
Nitro's dump truck. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
Why is Nitro thick?
I don't know how many squats I need to do to get up like something like that, but I will do it.
Oh! Oh my God!
Baseball, obvious reasons. Babe Ruth, if you want to go currently. I feel like that's just like a thing.
he jumped off the wall to catch the home run. We made it through all the way to the end. Thank you for joining us.
I'm never doing this again.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm in a banana suit. For the first half of the rant, I got to explain why I'm in this suit. The Yankees lost to Boston in the wild card game, and I told Johnny if my boys lose, I'd come on the show in this. The Yankees choked. There's no other way around it. As a Yankee fan, I want Aaron Boone gone. It also might be time to move on from Brian Cashman. Aaron Boone has been Brian Cashman's puppet, and it cost them. The fact that they both still have their job is bananas. The Yankees cannot be okay with the wild card berth. 3 out of the 4 teams left in the AL are the 3 teams you hate the most. That's Boston, that's Houston, and that's Tampa. And that's not okay if if you're the New York Yankees. Greatness is expected. Anything less than a World Series championship is a flat-out disappointment. And the fact that they haven't been to a World Series since 2009 when they beat the Phillies is a problem. Sidebar, that was the greatest team of my life. I miss that team so much. Miss you guys. I hope the Steinbrenners do something to fix this because the last decade of mediocrity is a problem. Now, for the second half of this rant, the happier side. The power of college football Twitter is amazing. UTEP fans are some of the greatest people I have ever interacted with. Not only have they embraced me with open arms, but they've also embraced everyone hitting the field. The Miners got yet another win this week, knocking off Southern Miss on the road by a score of 26-13 to move to 5-1. This team is special, and I get to see them in person on November 6th. That's right, El Paso. I'm coming to you, and I'm bringing the Hitting the Field vlog with me. I want y'all to show up and show me what makes UTEP so special. I cannot wait to turn up with you guys when the Miners take on UTSA, who is currently undefeated, by the way. But that's our show. Picks up. Make sure you watch the vlog that comes out later today. Peace.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang